You've been living like you have time, like you can keep playing small, keep delaying your dream, keep telling yourself, I'll start when I'm ready. But here's the truth. Time is not your friend, it's your creditor, and the bill is due. Every single day you wait, you're cashing in pieces of your future for the illusion of safety. And the cost, the life you were born to live, the person you were born to be. And if you don't stop one day, you'll wake up and realize you've run out of some days. I need you to hear me. There is no more time to waste. This is the moment you either decide to step into your future or retreat into the comfort that's been killing you slowly. Because when God is about to give you something big, it rarely feels like a blessing. It feels like pressure. It feels like your life is being shaken to its core. And that's where we start. Because pressure isn't punishment, it's preparation. Pressure isn't punishment, it's preparation. You've been looking at the weight on your shoulders as if life is against you. You've been talking about it like it's some cosmic mistake, like you got dealt a bad hand. No, stop. The pressure you're feeling right now is not the universe punishing you. It is not God abandoning you. It is not proof that you're behind, broken, or cursed. It is proof that something inside you is worth forging. Listen carefully. Gold doesn't get its value sitting on a shelf untouched. It gets refined and fires so hot it would destroy anything that isn't pure. Steel doesn't get strong, floating in the breeze. It's beaten, stretched, and hammered until it can withstand anything. And you're no different. Pressure is the environment that forces dormant strength to emerge. Without it, you'd keep living at the same level, doing the same things, settling for the same results, telling the same tired stories about who you are and what you're capable of. But pressure is the disruptor. It's life saying, I love you too much to let you stay small. And here's the dangerous truth. Most people run from pressure. They medicate it, avoid it, escape it. They convince themselves that pressure means something's wrong. So they pull back, play safe, and miss their shot. They let the discomfort talk them into a smaller destiny. But pressure is not the enemy, it is the gym. It's the place you build capacity. You don't get strong by lifting feathers. You don't build endurance by strolling through the park. And you don't get ready for the life you're asking for by hiding from the very challenges that would make you capable of living it. If you're under pressure, it means you're in training. It means life is saying, I'm preparing you for something you can't yet see. That pressure is the sculptor's chisel against the marble. It's breaking away what's unnecessary so the masterpiece can emerge. The pain you feel is the sound of old limitations shattering. And the shift you need to make right now is identity. Stop identifying as someone under attack and start identifying as someone in preparation. The same event feels completely different depending on the meaning you give it. You can call it punishment and feel like a victim, or you can call it preparation and rise like a champion. When you feel pressure, instead of asking, why me, start asking, what is this making me? Because I promise you, what you are becoming matters more than what you are going through. Now let's talk about the second truth that will rip the chains off you. Your breakdown is the doorway to your breakthrough. I know it doesn't feel like it. When you're in a breakdown, you feel like you're losing it all. Your confidence, your sense of control, your belief in yourself. You feel stripped, exposed, raw. And that's the point. A breakdown is a demolition. It's the tearing down of the old structure of your life. It's everything that was too small, too fragile, too fake getting ripped away. That job you lost, that relationship that collapsed, that plan that blew up in your face. It's not life being cruel. It's life refusing to let you build a skyscraper on a rotting foundation. Do you understand how many people beg for breakthroughs yet refuse the breakdowns that make them possible? They want transformation, but don't want to let go of the old form. They want new results, but cling to the very identity that created the old ones. And life says no. If you want the new, we have to dismantle the old. Here's what you need to get. The breakdown isn't the end, it's the clearing. It's the painful, necessary space between who you were and who you're becoming. Without it, you'd try to drag your old limitations into your new season. You'd sabotage the blessing because you hadn't been stripped of what couldn't come with you. The difference between those who rise and those who stay stuck is not whether they face breakdowns, it's how they interpret them. Most people see a breakdown as proof they're failing. But the leaders, the overcomers, the ones who change the game, they see it as the birth contractions of a new chapter. Painful, yes. Messy, yes. But also inevitable and worth it. And this is where your belief system either breaks you or builds you. And this is where the person who is irritable is not messy, 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 or build you. And this is where your belief system either breaks you or builds you. This is where your belief system either breaks you or builds you. And this is where your belief system either breaks you or builds you. And this is where your belief system either breaks you or builds you. This is where your belief system either breaks you or builds you. If you believe breakdown means defeat, you'll retreat. You'll crawl into your shell and try to rebuild the comfort zone you just lost. But if you believe breakdown means transformation, you'll lean in. You'll use the chaos as a springboard. You'll let the pieces fall because you know you're about to rebuild something stronger, higher, greater. You've got to decide right now. Will you let this breakdown define you, or will you let it refine you? Because that's the fork in the road. When you hit that wall, when you're sitting on the bathroom floor wondering if you've got anything left, you have a choice. You can surrender to the fear, or you can surrender to the future. The first is easy. It requires nothing but collapse. The second is costly. It requires courage, grit, faith. But hear me, the bigger your breakthrough, the bigger the breakdown that precedes it. That's not just philosophy, that's physics. The old form has to fully dissolve before the new one can emerge. So instead of hiding from the breakdown, start asking, what in me needs to die for my future to live? That's where the power is. That's where the shift happens. And once you make that shift, the breakdown no longer terrifies you. There's no more terror. You start to welcome it because you know what's on the other side. You realize that the very moment you think you've lost it all is often the moment you're seconds away from gaining more than you ever imagined. So I'm telling you right now, embrace the pressure. Trust the breakdown. This is not random. This is not punishment. This is not the end. This is life's way. God's way of preparing you for the size of the blessing that's coming. But preparation is worthless if you keep resisting it. A doorway doesn't open for someone who refuses to walk through. And you can't walk through with the same small stride you've been using, or you've got to step through like you belong there, like you were built for it, because you are. This is the moment to rise in the pressure instead of retreat from it. This is the moment to use your breakdown as fuel instead of fear. And when you do, you will not only survive this season, you will emerge. So much stronger, so much sharper, so much more unstoppable, that when you look back, you'll realize the pressure and the breakdown weren't the worst things that happened to you. They were the best. If you want, I can also craft the next 2 keynote principles in the same high voltage style. So your speech builds like a wave until it's unstoppable. God tests before he trusts. You've been asking for more opportunity, more influence, more resources, more freedom, and you wonder why it's taken so long. You think God's ignoring you. No, he's testing you. Because here's the truth nobody likes to hear. God will not put something valuable in the hands of someone who hasn't proven they can protect it, grow it, multiply it. The same way you wouldn't hand a loaded gun to a child, the same way you wouldn't put a Ferrari in the hands of someone who's never driven. God will not give you more than you're prepared to handle. And preparation isn't about comfort, it's about capacity. The test is designed to stretch you to see if you'll crack or commit. It's not about punishing you. It's about revealing what's inside you when it's dark, when it's lonely, when nobody's watching. See, you can fake character when it's easy. You can fake discipline when things are going your way. But when the heat turns up and the odds stack against you, the real you shows up. That's the test. Will you still act with integrity when no one is clapping? Will you still push when nothing seems to be moving? Will you still honor your word when it costs you something? The test is not meant to stop you. It's meant to qualify you. If you can't handle small responsibilities without cutting corners, why would God hand you big ones? If you can't keep going when it's hard, why would he put you in a position where others are counting on you not to quit? So maybe the reason you haven't stepped into your next level isn't because it's not ready. Maybe it's because you're not ready. That's not an insult. It's an invitation. An invitation to grow faster, to build deeper roots, to get your inner. A world so solid that nothing in the outer world can shake you. The sooner you pass the test, the sooner you get the trust. And passing the test isn't about talking a big game. It's about living one. Stop thinking the test is proof you're failing. Start seeing it as proof you're close. The bigger the ask, the harder the test. And the harder the test, the greater the trust that's coming on the other side. Now, let's talk about the next principle. And this one's going to sting. Comfort zones, killings. and this one's going to sting. There's a scientific principle that proves this. Your comfort zone kills callings. You cannot live in your calling while worshiping your comfort. The two do not coexist. Comfort is where dreams go to die. It's the slow, quiet coffin where you bear your potential without even realizing it. Every great move of your life will require discomfort. Every bold decision that's ever shifted the trajectory of a human life came with risk, with fear, with uncertainty. That's not a sign you're on the wrong path. It's the proof you're on the right one. The comfort zone feels safe, but it's a prison with invisible bars. And the worst part, the longer you stay there, the smaller your world gets. Your muscles, physical, emotional, mental, start to atrophy. You stop reaching. You stop stretching. You start rationalizing why the dream can wait just a little longer. You convince yourself the calling will still be there when you're ready. But time doesn't pause for your convenience. And callings don't wait forever. Every day you choose comfort over calling. Your courage weakens and your fear strengthens. And here's the brutal reality. If you won't step into the unknown, your calling will pass to someone who will. You think staying comfortable is protecting you, but it's actually robbing you, because comfort never demands your best. And if your best is never demanded, it never develops. Your calling lives in the stretch. It lives in the moment where your hands are shaking, your stomach's in, or knots, and you're not sure if you can pull it off, but you move anyway. That's where you find the edges of your true capacity. That's where you unlock levels of yourself you didn't even know existed. The comfort zone whispers, stay here. You know this place. Your calling shouts, come here. There's more in you. Which one you listen to determines the life you live. And I'll tell you something, people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they never leave the shore. They never launch the boat. They never put themselves in a position where they have to figure it out. Your comfort zone will always feel easier in the moment, but it will always cost more in the end, because the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret that's permanent. So here's the shift. Stop asking, how can I make this comfortable? And start asking, how can I make myself stronger? Because when you get stronger, discomfort becomes your playground. You stop avoiding the stretch, you start craving it. When you get comfortable with being uncomfortable, you become unstoppable. Fear loses its grip on you because you've trained yourself to act in spite of it. And that's the only way to truly live your calling. Not by tiptoeing around risk, but by charging into it with a heart that knows growth is the reward. I'm telling you right now, your comfort zone will try to convince you that it's your friend. It will stroke your ego, tell you you're fine, that you've done enough, that you've earned the right to slow down. But your comfort zone is a liar. It's a thief dressed as security. And if you don't break out of it, it will bury you alive. So break it. Smash it. Do the thing that scares you today, not someday. Because someday is a graveyard where most dreams go to rot. And remember, the God who tests before he trusts is the same God who will never call you into something you're not capable of growing into. But he's not going to hand you the blueprint from the couch. You've got to get in the game. The blessing is heavy. Build the strength to carry it. You've been asking for big things, but big blessings aren't lightweight trinkets. They're freight trains of responsibility, purpose, and influence. If you're not strong enough to carry them, they'll crush you instead of elevate you. This is why life is putting weight on your back right now. Or not to break you, but to build the muscle required for the load you've been praying for. Every challenge, every long night, every I can't take one more step moment is a rep in the gym of destiny. Stop resenting the weight and start embracing the training. The stronger you get, the more you can hold. The more you can hold, the more you can multiply. You don't get the crown without the cross, and you don't get the dream without the discipline. Build yourself now so when the blessing comes, it doesn't overwhelm you. It accelerates you. Chaos is construction in disguise. What you see is a mess. God sees as a blueprint. The chaos around you isn't random destruction. It's demolition with a purpose. Old walls are being knocked down because they were too small for the future being built. Foundations are being exposed so they can be reinforced to hold the weight of what's coming. Stop cursing the mess. Start seeing the architecture, the noise, the dust, the disorder. That's the sound of expansion. You prayed for more, and this is what more looks like in the middle phase. Ugly, loud, and uncomfortable. But when the scaffolding comes down, you'll see the masterpiece that was hidden in the chaos all along. Right now is not the end. It's the construction site of your next level. Stay in it. Hold the vision. Walk through the dust with your head high because you're not in ruins, you're in the making. Stop waiting for perfect. Move in the storm. If you're waiting for the right time, you've already lost it. Perfect conditions are a fairy tale. Your fear invented to keep you still. The storm you're in is not a reason to delay. It's the arena where you prove you're ready. Legends aren't made in calm waters. They're forged in waves that try to swallow them whole. Every minute you hesitate, the dream gets further and the doubt gets louder. Action doesn't need permission from peace. It needs a decision from you. You say you're waiting on clarity, but clarity comes from movement, not meditation. You don't need the whole map to take the first step, so stop stalling for someday. Get up, step out, move while the rain is pouring and the wind is screaming. Because if you can move in the storm, you'll own the calm. Small battles don't precede big victories. You want a championship life, but you're avoiding championship-level fights. Stop expecting to claim a mountain when you've only trained for a hill. Big victories are birthed from big wars. The kind that test your grit, your patience, your faith, and your will to keep swinging when your arms feel broken. Small challenges don't sharpen the sword enough to win a throne. If the fight you're in feels overwhelming, that's because the reward is oversized. Most people pray for the crown but reject the combat. You cannot have one without the other. The greater the resistance, the greater the glory. So instead of asking for an easier fight, start training for a bigger win. This is not a warm-up. This is the championship round. Fight like it. Your future will only be as big as your decisions today. Stop lying to yourself that one day you'll get serious. Your future isn't waiting for you. It's being built right now by every choice you make. Every yes, every no, every excuse, every action. They're laying bricks in the life you'll be forced to live. You can't build a mansion with the decisions of a shack dweller. You can't live a legacy while choosing like a spectator. Your decisions today are the vote you cast for the person you'll become. So decide like your future children are watching. Decide like your name will be remembered. Decide like you've burned the bridges to anything less than greatness. Small choices compound into small lives. Massive choices forge massive destinies. Decide now. Decide loud. Decide like everything depends on it, because it does. This is not one day you keep saying you'll start when you're ready, but readiness is a myth. Action is the only cure for hesitation. This is the day your old life ends and your real life begins if you choose it. Not tomorrow, not when the fear fades, not when you feel like it. Now, every breakthrough has a birthplace, and it's always a single defiant moment where you decide, I'm done waiting. This is that moment. This is the line in the sand where you stop negotiating with fear and start dictating your future. If you don't step now, you'll stay here stuck in the loop of almost. But if you do, everything changes. This is not rehearsal. This is not a drill. This is the day. You know now. You know why the pressure came. You know why the breakdown hit. You know why the test showed up, why the comfort zones tightened, why the battles grew bigger, why the weight got heavier, and why the chaos broke in was never to destroy you, it was to reveal you. But here's the part no one can do for you. You have to choose. Because the same fire that forges steel also burns up straw. The same test that elevates one person is the same test that buries another. And the difference is never the test. It's the decision in the middle of it. You cannot walk out of this room, this moment, this conversation, and go back to who you were. That person's ceiling was too low. Their fight too small, their faith too fragile. You've been called to more, and you've been shown the cost of ignoring it. Stop protecting the version of you that's addicted to survival, and start unleashing the version that's obsessed with purpose. The fear you feel isn't a stop sign. It's the signal you're standing at the border of your old life. Cross it. Burn the map back, and step into the life that's been stalking your spirit since the day you were born. Your old life is one decision away from being over. Make it now or watch it bury you alive.